I don't remember the exact moment the plasma bolt hit me, only the smell of burned air and the shock that vibrated through my armor. The battlefield on Vespera 9 was already a nightmare. Smoke, collapsing alien structures, and screaming soldiers scattered across the bioluminescent plains. Our unit had marched straight into an ambush from the Krylath, the resident species whose planet we were ordered to secure. But in truth, it was us who were intruding. As the blast struck my side, I dropped to one knee, gasping. My HUD flickered, then died completely. A storm of blue sparks clouded my vision. I tried to stand, but my legs gave out, and I collapsed face-first onto the glowing moss. I felt warmth spreading across my ribcage, blood, maybe, or internal plasma leak. All I knew was this. I wasn't getting out alive. I remember thinking that maybe that was for the best. Maybe humanity didn't deserve to take this world from the Krylath. Maybe I didn't either. My eyes slowly closed. And then, a voice. Soft. Melodic. Nothing human. Do not sleep, soldier. Not yet. I forced my eyes open. And saw her. Beginning. She stood over me like a silhouette carved from moonlight, tall, slender, with pale silver skin that shimmered softly in the dark. Her eyes were enormous, luminous, shifting like liquid amethyst. And her hair, if you could call it hair, flowed dust-like around her head, weightless. A Krylath woman. But her expression wasn't hostile. It was concern. She knelt beside me, placing a hand over my scorched armor. A thin web of light pulsed from her palm, spreading across the wound. I felt the pain ease, though not enough to stop the shaking. Human, she said, scanning me with a strange crystalline device, your body is failing. I coughed, tasting metal. Yeah, I got that part. You were abandoned, she added quietly. Your comrades fled. Of course they did. The ambush was too overwhelming. Why help me? I managed to whisper. She tilted her head, eyes narrowing as though she were studying my soul rather than my face. Because I am a healer. War does not erase duty. She paused. My name is Dr. Serelix. I will try to save you. Before I could protest, she touched the side of her wrist. A field of shimmering energy formed around us, cutting off the battlefield noise entirely. A protective barrier. But the moment I saw the look on her face, concern mixed with hesitation, I knew there was a catch. What? I croaked. What is it? She hesitated. Your injuries are beyond normal repair. Human physiology does not recover from such internal damage without intervention. Do your people have medicine? She took a breath, and her translucent throat glowed with faint blue light. We do. But ours is unique. She reached into a small crystalline satchel and retrieved a container shaped like a smooth sphere. Inside it was a glowing, pearly liquid, not clear, not thick. Something in between. It pulsed like it was alive. What is that? I asked. Serelix shifted uncomfortably. Our regeneration milk, she said softly. It is produced only by high-order Krylath medics. It accelerates cellular repair, restores failing organs, and purges toxins. A pause. But it is not meant for humans. I swallowed hard. Side effects. Her gaze darkened. Yes. It may alter you. Change you. I cannot predict how your DNA will respond. She looked directly into my eyes. If you drink it, human, you may never be the same again. My chest burned like fire. Vision dimming. Breath shallow. What happens if I don't drink it? You will die. I stared at the glowing liquid. Alien milk. Forbidden medicine. A cure that came with a cost. My voice shook. Then, give it to me. Serelix studied me for several long moments, as if silently asking one last time if I was certain. Then she lifted the sphere, gently placed her fingers over its surface, and whispered something in her language. The sphere opened with a soft hiss. She raised my head, her skin cool against my burning cheek. "One sip," she said. "Only one." She held the opening to my lips. I drank. The liquid slid down my throat, warm, almost soothing, and then pain, fire, lightning. My entire body convulsed. I screamed as something surged through every cell, rewriting them, tearing them apart and stitching them back together. My heart pounded like it wanted to escape. My bones vibrated. My skin glowed. I collapsed against her, trembling uncontrollably. Serelix wrapped her arms around me, steadying me. "It has begun," she whispered. "Your DNA is rewriting itself." Middle. I awoke somewhere else. I wasn't dead. That was my first thought. My second was that the room around me didn't look like any human facility. It was carved from crystalline growths, glowing softly with natural light. Biotech panels hummed in the walls, reading my vitals. Strange symbols flickered across transparent screens. I tried to sit up, but the moment I moved, energy rippled under my skin. I gasped. My veins glowed faintly blue. "What the? You should not rise so quickly." Serelix entered the chamber, carrying a tray of luminescent herbs. Her expression softened when she saw me awake. "How do you feel?" "Like I swallowed. Like my body isn't mine anymore." "That is expected." She sat beside me, her fingers dancing across a crystalline tablet displaying my cellular patterns. "You were dying. Your organs were failing. The milk rebuilt them. But it did more than heal." She turned the screen so I could see. My DNA. But not as I remembered it, not that I was an expert. Where once there should have been human double helices, there were now branching patterns, new shapes woven into the code like threads of shimmering blue light. "Krylath markers. What does it mean?" I whispered. Serelix's voice lowered. "It means you are becoming something new. Something between our species." I stared at my glowing veins, panic rising. "Can you reverse it?" Her silence was the answer. "It is permanent," she said finally. "Your physiology is stabilizing, but it will never be fully human again." My heart sank, but before fear could fully settle, she placed a hand over mine. "You are alive. And not a prisoner." I looked up. "Then why bring me here?" Serelix exhaled softly, her voice nearly a whisper. "Because if the other Krylath learned what I did, giving forbidden medicine to an enemy, they would end my life." I froze. "You risked everything, to save me." She looked away, her silver skin shimmering with shifting emotion. "I am a doctor. Healing is my vow. Even in war." Something tightened in my chest, not pain, but understanding. Respect. Something else too, something I didn't have a name for. Changes. Over the next days, the transformation continued. My senses sharpened. I could hear faint vibrations in the walls, soft shifts in the air. My eyesight became clearer, able to pick up ultraviolet hues I'd never seen before. My muscles regenerated faster. Cuts from training healed within minutes. My skin developed faint bioluminescent streaks along the arms like the Krylath. And emotions grew stronger, more vivid, more connected. Your mind, Serelix explained, is learning to interface with our neurosympathetic energy fields. It is a natural part of the adaptation. One evening, she brought me a bowl of shimmering fruit, smiling as I tried the alien flavors. "You are adapting admirably," she said, watching me closely. "Does that surprise you?" "Yes," she admitted. "Humans resist change. But you accept it." I glanced down at my glowing arms. "Do I have a choice?" "Acceptance is always a choice," she whispered. Silence stretched between us, soft, warm, unspoken. Then the alarms blared. The raid. Red light flashed across the chamber. Serelix stiffened, then immediately grabbed my arm. Hide. What? Why? Because they have discovered a human was brought into the sanctuary. The High Council fears contamination. If they find you. Footsteps echoed outside. She shoved me into a narrow alcove and activated a shimmering barrier. I watched from behind the translucent field as 2 armored Krylath soldiers entered the chamber. Dr. Serelix, one said, voice cold, we received reports of a foreign contamination signature. Your quarters were flagged. Serelix bowed her head calmly. I was conducting atmospheric research. It may have traced residual battlefield particles. The second soldier scanned the room. My heart thundered. His scanner passed right in front of me. For a moment, it flickered blue, detecting something, but the barrier muffled my biosignature enough to confuse the reading. We will continue surveillance, the soldier said. If there is any human presence here, it will be purged. They left. Serelix waited until the echoes faded, then deactivated the barrier. Her hands trembled slightly. You protected me, I said quietly. She turned away. You should escape. I'm not leaving you, I said. She froze, shoulders shaking. If they discover what I did, they will execute me. I gave you forbidden medicine. Even saving a human's life is treason. Then we leave together. Her eyes widened, emotions swirling like nebulae. Why would you risk that? I stepped toward her, glowing veins pulsing softly. Because you saved my life. And because. I hesitated. You're the only reason I'm still human enough to care. Her expression softened, then a sudden look of fear washed over her. They're coming back. More soldiers. I could now hear them too, my enhanced senses picking up their distant boots. We must run, she said. Where? She took my hand. To the boundary forests. There is one place the council will not follow. END. The escape. The sanctuary lights dimmed as we ran through crystalline corridors, each step echoing softly. I could feel the alien energy around me pulsing, responding to my changed body. I moved faster, stronger than before. We reached the outer gates just as a squad of armored soldiers rounded the corner behind us. Halt! Serelix grabbed my wrist. Jump! We vaulted off the ledge onto a massive bioluminescent vine that spiraled into the glowing forest below. The impact jarred my bones, but I recovered instantly. You are adapting well, Serelix said breathlessly. Feels like my body knows this place, I said. That is the transformation. We fled deeper into the forest as distant shouts echoed behind us. The towering crystal trees hummed with energy, their leaves emitting soft blue light. My senses connected to them as if I could feel their vibrations, their presence. At last, we reached a gorge lit by swirling magma-like streams beneath a transparent crystal bridge. Serelix stopped. This is it, she said. The Veil of Anarian. The council cannot enter this sacred ground. Why? Because it responds only to those who are becoming. She looked at my glowing veins meaningfully. I stepped forward. The ground beneath me pulsed in recognition. The barrier shimmered, then parted. Serelix's eyes widened. It accepts you. And you. She stepped through beside me. The veil closed. We were alone, safe. A new world. We settled in a hidden glade deep within the sacred forest. Here, the glowing flora responded warmly to my presence. The air hummed with energy that soothed my altered body. Serelix tended to me each day, monitoring my transformation not with fear, but fascination. You are stabilizing, she told me after weeks passed. Your DNA has fully rewritten. You are no longer just human or Krylath. You are something entirely new. And you? She smiled gently. I remain what I am. But I chose this exile. For you. Why? I whispered. Her luminous eyes softened. Because when I saved your life, I did not expect you to save mine in return. Silence fell again, warm, peaceful. Cerelix. I hesitated. What happens now? She stepped closer, placing her hand lightly over my chest where the bioluminescent lines pulsed. Now, she whispered, we build a life free from war, free from laws that would keep us apart. Her touch sent a soft wave of warmth through my body, a new energy I was still learning to understand. Will I keep changing? I asked. Perhaps. But not alone. I looked at her, my healer, my rescuer, the woman who risked everything. And she looked at me, no longer human, no longer enemy, but something deeper. Something chosen. The forest glowed brighter around us, reflecting the new world unfolding between our hearts. Epilogue. Sometimes, when the night skies shimmer over the crystalline canopy, I think back to the battlefield. To the moment I thought my life was ending. And how a single sip of forbidden alien milk rewrote my fate. My DNA is no longer what it was. My future is no longer the one my species intended. I am something new, shaped by war, saved by compassion, and bound to an alien doctor who risked her life for mine. And in this hidden sanctuary, far from the reach of both our worlds, I've come to realize. Being rewritten wasn't the end of my humanity. It was the beginning of something greater.